Let's go to the phone lines. Representative Brandy Bradley joining us. Good morning, Representative. You're on with Jeff and Bill.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Always a pleasure.
It's always nice to hear from you. What's on your mind?
A lot to say about this. I appreciate Congressman Evans for coming on, but he's on the wrong side of this. I mean, in the state of Colorado, at the age of 12, parents are pretty much banned from going into medical rooms with their children. House Bill 24-1309 made it so taxpayers are funding these gender mutilation surgeries on children. I tried to pass an amendment to stop this on children under the age of 18. They passed it anyway. As medical professionals, we sign a Hippocratic oath to do no harm. This is child abuse, to cut off healthy body parts of children, and these doctors should be put in prison and federally charged. I am blown away that we would vote no on a bill that would charge people doing harm to children. I have no words.
Yeah, Representative Bradley, I'm going to give you a chance to respond to his argument. He believes there's important nuance in here. Bill brought this up in his conversation. Sometimes boys get breast reductions for surgical purposes or for like kind of health purposes, not to change their genders. Would this have provided that type of nuance, or would those doctors also be arrested? What's your response?
I think that's a ridiculous assessment. I mean, these boys, Bill and I talked on the side of this, these boys are getting extra tissue taken off. That's like taking a lipoma off at the dermatologist, okay? This is not changing your gender because you think that you're a girl. This is not a breast augmentation. This is taking extra tissue off of extra breast tissue. That's a nuance that you're using to scapegoat a bad, poor decision to vote against this bill.
Now, could we make the argument that a female that is transitioning to male is doing the same thing, removing that tissue?
No, because you're removing tissue because you think that you're the opposite sex, which is a totally different argument, which we don't even really have time to discuss. I mean, we're not talking about a male who thinks that they're a female. We're not talking about a mentally ill child that wants to change their gender. We're talking about someone that wants to remove extra tissue, like a lipoma, like an extra growth.
Yeah,
it's two separate issues.
I understand that, and I respect that. And here's why I draw that line of distinction. Why I put them back together again is because I understand what you're saying about them being different with men and women. However, in both cases, it's about appearance. In both cases, it's about making them feel more confident about who they are. In both cases, it's about affirming their gender. If we're taking off that tissue for the boys to affirm their gender and who they are, we're doing the same to women as well. And the same thing is said about augmentation processes for both females and boys that are transitioning into girls, and at the adult as well. All of that argument about them and who they are is made. And the gender-affirming surgery that's done on the boys that say they're boys is done for the same reason, to make them feel better about themselves and some other reasons as well. But that's really, it's the same thing.
I wouldn't agree with you. I think that removing extra tissue is not really affirming their manhood. You're talking about chopping off healthy body parts versus taking extra tissue off of a chest wall. I as a medical professional, I totally see that differently, but we can agree to disagree on that.
That's fair.
That's Representative Brandy Bradley. We're talking the interview we just had with Gabe Evans. Gabe talking about his vote for yes on banning funding for transgender surgeries, saying that he 100% disagrees with the idea of doing trans surgeries on minors, but believes that Marjorie Taylor Greene's bill went too far in essentially allowing police officers to kick down doors and arrest doctors who are doing these. Gabe Evans is facing a primary from a man named Adam Dorito. Representative Bradley, would you support a primary challenge to Gabe Evans?
You know, I haven't even gone there right now, honestly, Jeff. My other question to Gabe is, he's in a swing district, but if you look at the polling, I think it was 80% of Democrats disagree with gender mutilation and these surgeries. So where does he sit on that? I mean, I have Democrats and like the most radical feminists reaching out to me saying they do not agree with these mutilations. I had a transgender adult reach out to me and say, stop this nonsense on children. that is fighting against this? I mean, has he talked to detransitioners? And Bill, you had made the point, well, I agree with prevention. Well, when you have a child that is mutilated like this, you start fighting against these doctors, and that is the prevention, right? If my child was harmed by doctors that say do no harm, I would be hell bent on fighting for other children not to have this happen. And so that is prevention. Arresting these doctors will prevent other children from being harmed.
That's Representative Brandy Bradley joining the conversation. Representative, thank you very much for your time, and have a very Merry Christmas.
Merry
we
Christmas.
wish the best
Thanks.
to your family.
Hey, guys, Merry Christmas. Thanks so much.